Welcome back, guys. Small update in the Homebrew 3D printer. I was able to get some aluminum plate here to make the, I guess you'd call it the support for the print bed. This is Mark II hotbed, and it just happens to be 8.5 by 8.5 inches. This piece of aluminum is exactly 8.5 by 11.5. So I had to be really careful when I was drilling the holes. Now let's see if we can get this to focus down here. Is it going to focus? Maybe it will. No. It's going to be a pain in the butt today. There we go. So these M3s pass up through the aluminum, so I had to drill this, center punch it and drill it very carefully, because there's not much space between the hole and the edge of the aluminum plate, just like the FR4 blower, the actual hotbed itself. So what I did is I kept it to one side. If I get that to focus again. I kept it to one side and give myself lots of room on this end in case I screwed up any one of those 4 holes. I could shift the whole board down and just drill another set. But luckily it all worked. So this was some scrap aluminum, got from a friend. So lucked out there. It was scheduled to be recycled anyway, so now it's repurposed. This is just a Mark II, I believe. Just give me a second. I can read it in here. Yeah. Mark IIb Heatbed. I'm planning on running it on the 12 volts, so I'm going to be using that power configuration. Now this is with the heating element side facing up, and I do have some thick glass plate to go down. If you remember my other video about this board came bent. This got all the way here from China, and it had a really nasty bowl or convex shape where the center was pushed up quite a bit. And I did a video on how to straighten and flatten circuit boards. As long as there's no solder on them, you can bake them in your oven. So I have a video on that tells you about the temperatures and times and whatnot. And of course that really depends on your oven. But once I double check which way is better for the glass, whether the heating element, if you can see those little lines, should be facing up or down, I'll flip it around if need be. Then I'll solder on the power wires. Now for the power wires on this, I'm probably just going to use an old spare PC power cord, something that's good for a decent amount of amperage and still very flexible, and solder that on there. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother with the resistor and LED for the temperature indicator. I might do, not sure. All just depends on time and the layout. The next part, as you can tell, this piece of excess here has to be cut off, and I'm probably going to cut the piece that will hold the print head on the x-axis gantry out of this piece of aluminum. So actually it's a win-win. There should be enough aluminum in one of these pieces to perfectly make the parts for the x-axis carriage, and that'll be pretty handy if that's true. Can get away with that and not needing an extra piece. It'd be awesome. And the other part, the part that I'm actually still be more afraid of screwing up, is the glass for the top of this. I tried to cut once in the middle of winter. Fail on top of fail on top of fail. Cutting glass wasn't as simple as I thought it was. I did it with a cold piece of glass. That's a no-no. You don't cut glass cold. I scored it properly, but not in one steady motion. I scored it, had a pause, and then rescored it. Not proper. Didn't know that you should tap the place that you score to try and, I guess, prime that crack. Knocking it part of the way through. Didn't do that. I then placed what I thought was a perfectly good score mark over an edge of a piece of wood, and then pressed down, and instead of breaking along the line that I'd scored, it literally broke off into shards because I'd done it wrong. It's now a few months later, it's warmer out, and I'll probably heat the glass up before I do it, like some of the videos have shown. But the glass I have, I've only really got 2 chances to use recycled glass. I've got 2 really good pieces of optical, high quality flatbed scanner glass. One of them is about 5 millimeters thick, one of them is about 4 millimeters thick, so that's pretty thick. The glass that I tried to cut and failed on was actually picture frame glass. So it was low quality glass and thin, and I still failed at that. So I might actually see if there's somebody here I know that is good at cutting glass and get them to just cut the glass, because what I'd like it to be is cut dimensionally correct in one direction. It's probably going to be 9 inches wide, so it's going to overhang on the sides. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a 1/2 inch cut on a piece of glass myself, unless there's somebody else that can do it for me. I'm probably just going to only cut the one dimension, and then I'm going to do the corners notched so that the corners miss the adjustment screws, because these stick up about 4 millimeters. The head of this hex is 4 millimeters above the print bed. But that's what I got to do, and that's where we're at. Next time you see this, the aluminum should be cut from the back of this, and hopefully it will be soldered up with some glass on it. But now that I've got this done, I can work on the mechanics underneath, because now that I got this plate, I now know I can put the mounting holes wherever I need them. So it's going to be pretty easy. Anyhow, if you got any questions or comments, don't forget to put them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Lets me know that you're interested in my crazy little projects. And as always, thanks for watching.